What is going on, guys? Everett13 here, knocking out a couple of knife reviews tonight. Of course, as you can see from the picture here in front of you and probably from the title, this is the infamous, classic, well-known Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Real quick, if you haven't done so already, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. I've got a bunch of hobbies, so there's no telling what kind of video I'll put up, but please consider doing that. It would mean a lot. So real quick, I'm going to try to knock out kind of a quick, fast overview and my thoughts and opinions on the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and is it still relevant? The too long didn't read version of that is hell yes, it's still relevant. This is a freaking classic. This is an excellent knife, okay? A Spyderco Paramilitary 2 was one of the first, I'm going to say higher end, or let's just say high quality knives that I actually owned. And I kind of talk about that in a previous video I put out called My Journey as a Knife Collector. Pretty much the Benchmade Griptilian and the Spyderco PM2 were really the first two high quality knives that I got. And let me tell you, that was what, 2008, 9, somewhere in that range. I can't remember exactly, but it's still not, I'm not even gonna say it's as good as it was back then. It's better now than it was then. This is just a classic. Now, this is going to go down as a classic knife. When you think of classic knives, you probably think of something like a Buck 110, or maybe something like a case trapper, a slip joint. They're iconic, classic blades, and they're classic for a reason. This is a classic blade. This is going to go down as a classic blade that kind of changed the landscape, if you will. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not. It's not perfect, but it does almost everything very well. Real quick, this is the Paramilitary 2. The compression lock. One of my favorite things about this knife is the compression lock. This is a very easy to use locking mechanism. And it's also a very strong locking mechanism as well. The jimping, fantastic. You can get a real good, grip on this if you need to do finer detailed work. One of the reasons why I say it's better than it used to be, now we've got, this is crew wear, fantastic blade steel. Back in 2008 or 9, whenever I got my first one, it was S30V. Now look, S30V is still a great steel, but 2022, there's crew wear, there's MagnaCut is all the rage. There's all these high-end super steels. So in a lot of ways, same knife, but better knife than it was decades ago, just because, or a decade ago, just because of the advances in material. This one is the micarta, commonly called the Crew Carta PM2. I really think it's a nice, classy look. I work at a bank, and I throw this in my pocket quite a bit. And it looks nice. It doesn't look big, mean, or scary or out of place. It kind of fits, well with trousers and slacks, and but it's equally at home in a pair of jeans, doing hard work. So a couple things that maybe to consider. Of course, this is an aftermarket pocket clip. I absolutely do not like the pocket clip that comes on the PM2. So if you get a PM2, consider upgrading the pocket clip. I think it is a worthwhile investment that takes a very good knife already and makes it even better. The Paramilitary 2 comes with a clip a lot like this, and it's just it's just yeah, that's the best way to say it. It's just this is so much better, another thing to consider, it does kind of have a unique profile in the pocket because of this Spidey hole here. And what you end up getting is, a little bit of a ridge there. So it could, kind of ride a little uncomfortable or awkward in the pocket, especially if you're a brand new person to the hobby, or this is a newer knife for you. It's going to ride different than most. If you take something like, say, this TRM Atom, you see it's real smooth and sleek, right? And so that's something to consider. Another thing to consider going along with kind of its feel in the pocket is it's a little bit of a thicker knife, and it's also a bigger knife. Of course, here you can see I'm trying to line those up here. Forgive me. You can see the blade stock on the PM2 is significantly bigger than that, or thicker than that of the TRM Atom. And it is a full-size knife as well. Me talking about just being bigger in general. This is, I believe, like a 3.5-inch blade, and it's, I've got size large hands as far as glove size is concerned, and it's, you can see it in the hand. It's a full-size knife. So if something like this is too big for you, you might want to consider something like a Para 3. It's a little bit smaller, more or less the same design, just scaled down a little bit. But yeah, guys, PM2, classic, and hell yes, it is still relevant today in 2022. This is a great knife for a beginner. It's a great knife for somebody who's been collecting for a long time. This one will probably never leave my collection, and there's a reason for that. It's a great design. It's a classic design. It does almost everything you need a knife to do, and it does it very well. Guys, please consider liking and subscribing. Take care.